In Lesson 5, we learned the value of assessments on a diagnostic approach. Assessments can be broken down in a few different categories or parts, such as standardized testing, measurements, and assessments. Standardized tests, such as the AIM test, are scored and interpreted in a very basic or standard manner. There's measurements, which tracks in a quantitative manner, and then there's assessments, which is making decisions based on a student's performance. We learned that diagnostic assessments such as standardized testing can be biased as it does not account for students with English or language barriers. And we also learned that educator self-made tests are not very reliable. Other types of assessments that we covered are formative assessments, which occurs before or during assessment to help guide the educator in planning for instruction. Then there's summative assessments, which occurs at the end of assessment to let the teacher and student know what they have learned from instruction, like a final exam at the end of the school year. The biggest difference between the two assessments is how the results are used. We then learn about dynamic assessment, which help us determine if a student is responding well to an intervention that they're given a pretest. So how will I use all this in my future career? I will be teaching first grade in the Washington Elementary School District this year, whom I still believe utilizes the DIBELS testing to benchmark reading. This is a type of dynamic assessment since students are given a pretest, then an intervention, and then retest to see if the instruction was effective. As a first-year teacher, I will rely heavily on assessments to help guide me in reshaping my instruction in the classroom. I think every teacher needs to find out what works for them and their students from experiences. Most teachers can obtain experiences from student teaching. However, I am obtaining my teaching certification through an alternative pathway to teaching certification. So I didn't get to do student teaching. I didn't get to get that experience. So I will need to rely heavily on assessments to give me feedback on what I am doing wrong and what am I doing right in the classroom.